guys and girls, welcome to this challenge run of this old bad boy of a game, Pokemon FireRed. I name myself Doug, and then I name my rival for DougDoesPokemon. Yeah, it's really hard to type it for speed. If you don't know the rules, they're on the screen right now, but in short it's the standard Nuzlocke rules. If the Pokemon faints, it's dead. Same applies to me. I can only catch the first Pokemon on every new area, no items in battle, I must play on set mode. And lastly, the most interesting rule of them all, I must be increasingly underleveled, which means I have my own level caps for this challenge. They're on the right of the screen. At Brock I can only be level 10, at Misty I can only be level 16, at Surge I can only be level 18, and so on and so on, making the Elite Four at the end of the game a complete nightmare. I don't even know if it's gonna be possible, but the only way to find out is to try. Let's get to it. So on to the most important decision of the whole game, we're gonna pick our starter. And of course I should pick Bulbasaur, or of course I should pick Squirtle, but this man's got charm in his name. He's the man, he's the mascot of the game, at least he will be. Of course we gotta pick him. Then we are immediately challenged by our rival DougDoesPokemon to the first major battle of the whole game. Luckily for us, this battle is just a joke. I mean, you just go for Growl a couple of times and then you scratch him to death, and that's that. He will get more difficult later in the game, I promise, but for now we are lucky to be alive and lucky to be able to continue with this run. So we're gonna do that by checking out the next routes to catch our first new team members since the starter. And I mean, in these first routes you always encounter a Rattata and a Pidgey. They are mandatory, but they are also valuable team members, so I'm happy with them. Because remember, if I run out of Pokeballs, if I kill them, or if I accidentally hit run or something like that, I'm fucked. Luckily that didn't happen for now. I catch myself a beautiful Rattata and a beautiful Pidgey. You see, I had to name the Pidgey for Sandgur, because yeah, again, it's hard to type at 4x speed, and I didn't even see that I missed a letter in the end there. So welcome to the team Sandgur. We do have a problem though, and that is we don't have anything for Brock. I mean, I got a Charmander, I got a Pidgey, and I got a Rattata. Normal types and fire types. All types that's not effective against Brock's rock-hard Pokemons. So the only way I have, at least the most effective way I have to solve this problem is the next encounter, where I can either catch the most effective Pokemon against Brock, or a Spearow. So we do not want to see Spearow. And as you can see, I encounter a lot of Rattatas. That's the beauty of the Nuzlocke, because I play with the Dupes clause. If I already have the Pokemon, then I don't have to count that as my next encounter. So on to the moment of truth, and luckily there's the Mankey. The Mankey that I will name for Brock Block, because that's what it is. I mean, this is really the difference between dead and alive, because if I had encountered Spearow, I most likely would have to reset. So very, very happy to see the Mankey right there. All that remains before our next rival battle is a little bit of training, so I decided to meet him with Pokemon in level 7. And let's get into the most difficult battle so far by far. Okay, going in, and whoa, bro, that's the most scary Pidgey I've ever seen. I actually thought it was level 7, but yeah, that's the fun of this challenge. I want to play as blindly as I can so that I can learn my mistakes. But anyway, the strategy is gotta be to growl a couple of times. I'm kinda expecting this Pidgey to spam Sand Attack quite a bit, because yeah, that's his favorite thing to do. And also that leaves a lot of room for me to throw in some status moves and switch around a little bit before I try to kill it. Switching is also a vital part of the strategy, because all the monsters that has been in battle will level up as soon as the Pidgey go down. So we bring in Rattata. Hopefully we can do a lot of damage without taking a lot of damage in return. We need these rats as healthy as can be, because this Pidgey is not the biggest threat of this battle. Anyway, now is the perfect spot to bring in our own Pidgey. And why we do that is because when the Squirtle comes out, we want to throw as many sand attacks as we can right away. And this is because we do have Pokemon that deals a lot more damage than Pidgey, so when they come in, we want Squirtle to miss a lot. So, we go for sand attack, and then, oh Jesus! Yeah, that's a lot of damage, and that is why I always have to count for the crit. we pretty much have to bring in our own stud and go for some growls. Squirtle is 100% a physical attacker at this point, I believe. I don't think he's got any water moves yet. So we are, of course, gonna take advantage of that and hopefully... Damn, there we have another crit. If you are not familiar with the mechanics behind the critical hit, it basically deals double the damage. However, if there has been any stat changes during the battle, these are completely ignored when the critical hit lands. So these 3 growls that just landed, they don't matter at all. Luckily for us, I believe we do have enough of power in the back in form of Rattata and Mankey, so that we can switch between them and slowly whittle this Squirtle down. Just as long as it doesn't throw some more critical hits right at us, but I believe this is done. Come on, Rattata, yeah. But I gotta say, this was the first real jump scare of the run, and I kinda got scared. Our starter had 1 HP left, our Pidgey had 3 HP left. This is gonna be tough, but we do move on. At this point, we gotta start looking ahead for Misty. We got a fire Pokemon, we got a fighting Pokemon, and some normal Pokemons. And yeah, to be honest, I don't feel very good about that. For Misty is water and psychic types, so yeah, we do need to catch something. And I know for a fact that there is a Pikachu lying around in this forest. I don't know the rates, but they are probably pretty low because of all this bugs lying everywhere in these bushes. But I figured since we took so many critical hits in the last battle, this is gotta be our RNG. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a Pikachu, dude. Oh. Yeah, that's... ouch. Now, coming up, the one and only, the baddest, the toughest, the strongest, Brock, the roadblock with the rock-hard snake in his Pokeballs. Yeah. We start off with Mankey, which also is the only Pokemon we will be using in this battle if everything goes according to plan. The strat is fairly simple, consisting of spamming the A button going for low kick. But as you can see, the Geodude do pose a threat due to its higher level and decent stats at this point of the game. Tackle does almost as much as my low kicks, but the thing with Geodude is its endless love for defense curl. You know, gotta get that pump going, curling some weights for the ladies. However, Brock Block isn't all that impressed. Dude's got man in his name and just finishes off this hard rock all too easy. I level up and learn Karate Chop, a very good move due to its high crit rate, but in this battle all we need is low kick. Onix then comes out, outspeeding our little monkey and goes for tackle, but misses. And then Mankey throws in a low kick, hitting the rock-hard snake right in its nuts with devastating power. The Onix then gets furious and retaliates with tremendous power. And there we have it. Pretty easy. I mean, it could have gone wrong if Brock decided to crit me, especially with the Geodude. Weirdly enough, that little rock lump is the one with all the attacking power. But I think it's fair to say that we would have been very unlucky if Brock were the one to stop this run. With the Boulder Badge, we also get a permanent 12.5% raise to our attack stats, as well as raising our level cap to 16. Now we can also use Flash, but that's just a stupid HM anyway. Who even gives a damn about the Boulder Badge? The real treasure for defeating Brock is this godlike new running shoes. I mean, look at me. Whee! Whee! Cruising down the streets like a bulldozer, defeating every trainer that pulled over. With my new badge and my new shoes, I could have played this part blindfolded. I mean, these trainers ain't got nothing. We even get our first evolution of the run, and I gotta say, I'm sorry that I called you bad luck. I'm gonna treat you like my baby. I'm never gonna put you in any danger, I swear. Oh. Yeah, okay, this is unfortunate. I didn't actually believe there was gonna be any trainers here with Pokemon that high, but oh god no, I completely forgot about the Keen Eye ability as well. Oh, this is so bad. Man, I don't think I got anything here. I actually do believe that I probably have to sack. I guess I shouldn't have called you bad luck after all, because, well, it's been a pleasure, but this is the downside, this is the emotional touch of this challenge, and I'm gonna give you a proper funeral, I swear. Probably gonna be a Pikachu, dude. Oh, ouch. I gotta say, I'm sorry that I called you bad luck. I'm gonna treat you like my baby. I'm never gonna put you in any danger, I swear. Okay, that was a lot sadder than I thought, but luckily Mankey can come in and finish his Spearow off, revenging his buddy. The reason I did this sacrifice, I just couldn't risk a crit from the Spearow on one of my key members. But from this day forward, I'm never gonna sack a Kakuna again. I promise. The only thing that remains now is to put the Kakuna in the dead box. Unfortunately, this box is only gonna grow. Unless we play like a freaking Jesus or something. But to be honest, that's not gonna happen. So, we had to move on, we had to move forward, and let's see what we can get on the next route. Okay, this is not bad. Probably would have preferred a Nidoran, but this is like an early game tank, and yeah, that is useful. I can definitely use that against Misty. I also can evolve it pretty quickly by using a Moonstone found in Mount Moon, and that is, yeah, that's always good. We name it Sing Star. Sing is its signature move, and Misty got a lot of stars, so yeah, that's Sing Star. Okay, so I do have a plan. Believe it or not, you probably you need a plan if you're going to do something like this. So if I remember correctly, there should be a floor or two in this cave which contain Paras, which is why I have stocked up on Repel so that I can reach those floors without wasting my encounter on something else. I mean, as for now, I'm gonna get fucked by Misty if I doesn't get something that's strong against water, and my only bulletproof way of getting that is, believe it or not, Paras. So let's not fuck it up. Okay, I think this is the floor. God, this is actually very scary. I mean, it's also very scary in every way that my run relies on a Paras. Like, how bad is this thing? Okay, come on. Yes, there we have it. I think we have a solution. That's Sing Star and Star Killer. Let's go. This feels wonderful. Now, I find it funny how, you know, Team Rocket, the villainous gang supposed to scare people, just hangs out in caves. Like, what are you doing here? Like, there's nobody in the caves. I mean, except for me and this Sweeto. What the super nerd Migu, Michael, probably. That's not even a regular nerd. That's a super nerd, the god nerd. Yeah, whatever. Freedom at last. So we find these karate experts over here to teach us some new moves. I mean, like these guys are best friends. I mean, look at them. You should go before you are seen by the misguided fool who trains only his silly kicking over there. Yeah, we're gonna teach that as well. I mean, you can't say no to something that's completely free, you know, like petting a cute dog or subscribing or something. Mega kick it is. Sounds so much better than freaking low kick anyway. If I'm gonna kick, I'm gonna do it like a boss. Whoop! I can't go back, can I? No. Now let's check out the new encounter. Oh crap! After what you did to my Kakuna, how dare you? What's that? What's that? That's it. I'm naming you Scarecrow. I mean, apologize to all the Spearow lovers, but Spearow is probably the ugliest Pokemon out there. Now, I do decide to evolve my Jigglypuff at this point, even though the Stone Evolution tend to not learn any new moves after they evolve, but I need these extra bulk very badly for the upcoming rival fights. I also use up every useful TM I've got so far, because, yeah, I'm not risking anything, even though this is very risky. GD Zumra, let's go. start out with Charmander to growl a couple of times, taking a lot of damage in return as Pidgeotto go for Gust and Quick Attack. I then decide to switch out, knowing that I probably can't take a crit from neither of those moves in the next turn. However, like a true Generation 3 mastermind, DougDoesPokemon decide that now is the time to spam Sand Attack a couple thousand times in a row. It might seem that the AI tried to compensate somehow for the lowered attack by lowering my accuracy. So every time I switch, this accuracy is of course reset, making it want to spam Sand Attack again. So by switching out to try to land some hits, I can pretty much drag this battle on forever until I bring it down. My rival then tries to copy me and sends out his own Rattata. And even though the level difference isn't all that much, having 2 stages of lowered accuracy really forces me to switch. And this is where having Wigglytuff in the back helps out a ton. This bulky rabbit can safely come in and eat up this little rat. I land a Mega Punch followed up by a soft pound to knock it out, and that's that. But then his ace comes out. And yeah, at this point I'm not sure if I can take a crit or not. But at the same time, I can't really say I'm sure that any of my Pokemon can take a crit. After some thinking, I figured if there's ever a time for Pidgey to come in, it's probably now. So I switched it in and he starts to set up. Not ideally, but at least I can go for Sand Attack the next turn. He then goes for Water Gun, revealing that I wasn't in crit range from the start, but I definitely am now. This was good information though, and at this point I'll have to make a critical decision. Should I switch or should I stay in? This is where I go for the latter, and this is because going down to a crit here is, for me, really unlikely. After what we learned with the Pidgeotto, I noticed that Squirtle went for Withdraw as his first move. And if the AI were to repeat itself, that means Squirtle should probably go for Withdraw again to compensate for his lowered accuracy. And I'm right. So when I go for Sand Attack once again, if the pattern were to repeat itself, I have now earned myself a free switch in, which again means that I can finally test out the Star Killer in action. And despite being 4 levels lower and a lot less threatening, this bug really proves its strength by landing a Stun Spore and sending off a rain of bullet seeds to secure the victory. I mean, unless this thing got anything to say, no, it didn't. Alright, DougDoesPokemon, see you later once again. And what better way to celebrate than evolving the Charmander to this angry fella. Looking good. Next we gotta clear out the Nugget Bridge. Hopefully we can make it up to our man Bill and pick up some new encounters on the way. So after Star Killer brings down yet another strong opponent, we make it up to this guy, which just hands out a nugget and then reveals his rocket. So at this point, the villainous gang of the game has finally made it out of the caves to just hand out great riches to random citizens. Truly evil. Now, Oddish is probably the dream encounter, as Misty is still scaring the crap out of me, and yeah, still does, huh? You know what? I'm gonna use this opportunity to revenge Hakuna. And we start off by evolving this Caterpie to the Metapod, and then finally can reach the final stage of Butterfree. But to make things worse, I get too excited trying to level up my newly evolved bug and completely misses that I'm standing on a separate route, meaning that I am allowed to catch this Abra, but instead try to kill it. And you know, after realizing this, I try not to get too upset about it. I mean, I tried to convince myself it probably would have teleported away anyway, so I decided to shake it off by clearing out the route for hikers. I mean, I can probably just one-shot all of their Onyxes and Geodudes and yeah, of course, it had to be a Machop. And of course, I also missed the Stun Spore. Luckily, Butterfree is made for situations like this, easily clearing out this little Karate Kid, and of course, there's the Geodude. Knowing that Butterfree can't take a rock move, I decide to switch into Wigglytuff to put this thing to sleep, so that I can safely switch in Star Killer to finish this battle. The chances, man. What are the chances? Whoa. Oh my god. First turn wake up into crit, multiplied with the 99% chance of a Geodude going for defense curl, and I lose my best option against Misty. Please, somebody do the math. What up, Bill? Turn yourself into a Clefairy again, huh? Yeah, that's so clever, man. Like, why would you not do that? Anyway, we grab the SS tickets and then head our way down to Misty's gym. Now at this point I just want to make sure that there aren't any mandatory trainers in here, so if you want to check out the great display in history of dodging trainers, you can see how I completely play around with his foot like a true ninja. And if that wasn't enough, yet another threat is exposed as I miscalculate and overlevel my Mankey, making it non-playable until after I have defeated Misty. And this leaves me with only 6 playable Pokemon. I mean, this whole preparation has just been horrible, truly horrible from my side. If there's ever a time for things to change, it's now, because the next battle will be against Misty herself, and it's gonna be a bloodbath. This time strategy is paper thin. I don't really have a lot of options. I have 2 Pokemon that I believe can take a hit from Starmie, and that's Butterfree and Wigglytuff. They both have status moves in form of Sing, which has terrible accuracy for Wigglytuff, and then Sleep Powder and Stun Spore for Butterfree. Now this is key, I can't make it without, so out of these options, I think Sleep suits best for the Staryu, as we can put it to sleep and hopefully bring it down without taking too much damage. And then Paralysis suits best for the Starmie. I mean, if he wakes up too early, it would just shatter through my whole team. So I think the only way to make this strategy work is to open up with Butterfree and stay in all the way to Starmie comes out and then get off a Stun Spore. I feel like this battle is a true 50-50, RNG will have everything to say so. May God alongside our fallen Kakuna be on our side. Misty, let's go. Staryu, just like Geodude, has a defense boosting move it loves to go for, so dream opening here is to see Harden, and that's Kakuna reaching through to us. Thank God, just got a new meaning. Now all we gotta do is to hit wonderful and then pray the star stays asleep for as long as possible. It looks like a 4-hit with confusion, so as long as we don't crit, it seems like Misty are gonna use his super potion on Staryu. Which is good, but I don't exactly know how many she's got, or if she's going to use them all on Staryu, if she's got more than one. Now, the longer the Staryu stays asleep, the more of a gamble we get on whether we should go for Confusion or Sleep Powder, so here I make the wrong gamble, going for Sleep Powder, but I still think it's the safest play. Staryu then wakes up and goes for Weather Pulse, and he does a third. We then need to land another Sleep Powder, but Butterfree then misses on the most crucial points, truly living up to his name. However, just before we hit rock bottom, Butterfree looks up to the sky one final time and barely sees this ray of light, where the cloud suddenly forms a familiar face. Kakuna, it shouts. And from one bug to another, family to family, Kakuna passes on some of the wisest words there is. Remember, when you were just a young Metapod, you couldn't fight, you could win. But there was one thing that nobody, and I mean nobody, could do better. Believe in it. And just like that, in some magical way, Staryu went for a game-changing second Harden, allowing Butterfree to strike back with a Sleep Powder, putting the Staryu right back to sleep. The reason this was so important is that Butterfree now gets a second try of bringing the Staryu down without taking more damage, because if we do take more damage, Starmie would just come in and finish my whole team right away. Alright, 2 more turns now, just don't wake up. That crit could have saved us the whole run. I think we survive 1 Weather Pulse now. All you gotta do is to survive, dodge the crit. That's so clutch, and we land the Stun Spore. I think we have it. I think we have it. You true soldier. I'm never gonna forget this. Unfortunately, like I said, this is still gonna be a bloodbath, and I do have to let you go down. And we confuse, man. If you survive, I mean, if you survive this turn, I'm switching you out, and oh. That's so close though, I can't believe it. Thanks for everything, man, this was so good. Next up is Sandgur. Now that Starmie is paralyzed, I can go first and get off at least 1 sand attack, depending on the RNG here. So come on, oh that's so good. And now there's a great chance for it to miss as well, come on. Paralyzed! I swear, man, these bugs are still reaching through to us, I swear. Even though I want to switch out, I don't really think I can. Unfortunately, spamming sand attacks will have to be Sandgear's last mission, but the better job it does, the better the chances of teammates surviving. Four in a row. I'm gonna switch to Gus to do some chip damage. And the crit. If you survive this, I gotta stop saying that. You have been with us for a long time, Sandgear. Thank you for everything. You will be remembered. Okay, even though I kinda want Spearow to go down as well, I'm gonna take a huge risk not to use it. Spearow was originally gonna be the next in line to spam Leers until it went down, but the way things have turned make me believe that I can probably do this without, so let's just pray that I'm right. SingStar, I choose you to be the new star killer. This is your moment, now go and take it. I go for Pound as I believe this is the way to victory given the accuracy and oh boy. Oh boy. The price of playing blindly, huh? That's a huge blow. How did I even forget? This is so... I've got two options. Either try to win the RNG game with Mega Punch against a partly blind and paralyzed army with Recover, or try to seize a moment of switching into Spearow and go for Leers. Either way, I think I'm gonna have to go for Mega Punch and then do massive damage with a critical hit. Stomach then follows up by missing the Water Pulse, but this might actually be in range of a KO. Just land this Mega Punch and no! But it goes for Swift! And then we land the KO and finishes off the battle. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, this was wild. Funny thing is, I didn't remember before or after the final blow that Swift never misses. Never punished, eh? I mean, I still would have played Sandgear though, the AI is pretty terrible, so there's no way it would have started to only use Swift over Water Pulse, but the amount of luck in this battle, only 2 deaths. I thought there was gonna be at least 3, if not 6, so this is huge, looking very promising after all. Cascade badge obtained, the level cap raised to 18, we can now use Cut once we get it, and we can even use the Water Pulse as well. I think it's fair to say that this marks the end of the early game struggles. Getting past Misty really shows if you have a run worth going for, or if you should just surrender and start over. But now Kanto really starts to open up, and there will be a lot more questions to come, most notably. Are Search gonna be as terrible as everyone says? Am I finally gonna meet another side duck like myself? And will I ever get my first subscriber? No, but seriously, this has taken me 5 months to start up and make this channel, so if you want to see more content like this in the future, please hit that subscribe button, it would help me out a ton. So with that said, to all my ducks, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.